Hello Pisces, welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot. I'm so happy to have you here. We are going to dive straight into your reading today. See what we get for Pisces. For Pisces, please Spirit, what message does Pisces need to hear? I like to begin my readings by thanking those of you who are regular viewers of my channel, who comment, like, share, subscribe. I really do appreciate all the support you guys give the channel. To those of you who are new to the channel, welcome, welcome. I'm very happy to have you here. Just keep in mind these are general messages, so take what resonates and leave the rest. For Pisces, please Spirit. For Pisces, what does Pisces need to hear today? What message does Pisces need? Pisces, it's a new month, and I really was like, wow, feeling some brightly colored cards today. So we'll see what we're getting here. Pisces, I feel like there are some things coming at you, or there's like, you know, sometimes we know that our lease is coming to an end and we're going to have to make a decision. Do we want to stay where we are? Do we want to move? We may see the writing on the wall with our business, or we may know that like our boss is leaving and he's said something to us or mentioned something about, you know, if we wanted to come with him, or you know what I mean, like whatever. It's like we kind of know that there is this, we know that there are some things coming at us and some choices that we can make, or that there are some changes I feel like that we can decide. I'm also getting here like a rearranging of priorities, like making something different a priority here. So it's like either there may be new pieces added to your puzzle, or maybe there are pieces that you could kind of rearrange and make a different picture with. I just feel like there are some things kind of floating around where you're like, okay, if I wanted to change things up, there's this opportunity, there's this opportunity, there's this opportunity. And I kind of get almost that like you set up this opportunity to have choices in your life, potentially. Like you kind of made it that way. You kind of set it up that way. So for some of you, it's like, you know, I don't know, I'm always telling my kids, like, the point is to give yourself as many options as possible. So like, you know, when they were deciding on, you know, I don't know, a lease or a this or that, you know, it's like, I would always say, you know, get as many options as possible, consider the pros and cons of all of them, and then you'll make, like, you'll be satisfied that you made the best decision and you won't regret it. And that's kind of what I feel like here. It's like about coming to a place of peace with the way our life is arranged, getting it in a way in which we feel like it really reflects us, where we're going, what we're trying to accomplish, what we want. I feel a bit like this is like kind of finishing out 2024 strong and sort of like preparing for the most I get like a running head start into 2025, or like passion. I feel a lot of passion. I don't know, like maybe this is, you know, doing what you love. Maybe this is, you know, it's like setting something up so that you're in a space where you're in love with your life moving into 2025, like where you can go in confident, happy, at peace. So you have peace. I am a being of love. I release all negative energy. So this can be even, you know, rearranging your life to, you know, really start saying no to the things that you want to say no to. When you feel guided to say no, to just say no. And when you want to say yes, so that your life is really reflective of the yeses in your life, not the no's, not the obligations, the this, the that. Then you have discipline. I can accomplish what I set my mind to. I feel like if you're really focused on finishing out the year strong, I keep getting the number 8, and I don't know why. But if you are finishing out the year strong, God, now I'm getting 9. I don't know, guys. If this is your focus, if your focus is like 2025 is going to be my year, and in order to have 2025 be my year, I have to set it up right. And that's my goal. That's what I'm doing. So I'm really like making space. I am, for the things that I love, for doing more of what I love. And I am really doing that by getting rid of the things that are taking up space or are kind of dragging me down or have been pretty heavy on me. And then you have indecision on the bottom of the deck, and it says, I use my intuition in all aspects of my life. Pisces, I feel like this is kind of like if you've been a bit like on the fence about something, or a bit like, it's almost like this focus of, no, 2025 is going to be my year. And it's almost like making the decision that you're setting your life up for your best possible life moving forward. That helps free you from whatever you're indecisive about. Because it automatically, when you're giving a clear picture to yourself and to the universe about what it is that you want your life to look like, and you're actively making decisions that reflect that, anything that you're kind of sitting on the fence about becomes really obvious, because you get clarity on it, because it's like it's either in alignment with this picture or it's not. Okay. Oh my gosh, you guys, I literally said I'm getting passion. I'm getting the word passion. And then it's the first one that comes out. This just keeps happening to me right now. Oh my God, it's happening to me so often. And oh my God, that was like yesterday or the day before or something. I saw the word strength. Pisces. You want the things that you're passionate about to have space and nourishment to grow. I can just feel it. And yeah, you have discipline and strength coming out. I swear this energy, it keeps coming out for you day after day. I feel like in some way. And, it's kind of like how it keeps coming across to me is like victim mentality or the blame game. And I don't know if I've talked about this so much or especially lately, but I always say there is no good purpose to blame. There isn't. There isn't a purpose in me having someone to blame. There isn't a purpose in me being blamed. There isn't a purpose in blaming anyone for anything. Blame is this myth. It's an illusion. It is the killer of growth, honestly. And when I see this growth card next to this strength card, it's giving me blame. And so what I mean by this is that, like, we grow up into adults. If we want to blame our parents for our crappy childhood, for why we are the way we are, why we can't have a relationship, we may be right. They may be the reason for that. But what is that getting you? Where is that taking you? How is that serving you in any way? It doesn't. It doesn't, because what it does is it gives you an outlet. It gives you this place to put what could help you to grow. Instead of using it to grow, you're using it to blame. And so, and when I say like blame is mythical and illusionary, so if you were to go and talk to, let's say, your parents about how they messed you up in childhood and how you have been unable to have a decent relationship because they messed you up, they would blame shift. they would be like, well, that wasn't us, that was you. They would be, and it would just mess with you so hardcore, you know, because people don't like to be blamed, and people don't want to accept blame for things. And so people get very defensive, and they shield their energy from that kind of thing. So it just sort of, it doesn't help the relationship to grow. It doesn't help you to grow yourself. It doesn't help you to find another way, right? My grandmother, I tell this story, I don't know why this is a story that I'm always returning to, but my grandma was like the cutest thing in the entire world. And she loved birds and nature and flowers. She grew up on a farm, you know, her dad farmsteaded their farm in the 1800s, like went out on his horse and put a white flag in. And, you know, she was full of all these amazing stories of before electricity, before cars. She was like fascinating. And she and my grandfather always had like the cleanest, neatest, nicest yard, and they were always planting flowers and stuff. And it was just, they were like adorable. Midwestern, just the cutest. And after my grandfather died, you know, my grandmother, I don't know, she just sort of, she definitely kept a very neat yard, but it was more because her sons like came and took care of it and stuff like that. And one day a bird like planted a flower seed in her patio. She had like these cement slab patio with like dirt in between the cement slabs. And a bird planted a sunflower seed in the slab, and it started to grow. And my uncle was like, we got to get that out. That's going to mess up the slabs. Like, we got to get that out. And my grandmother was like adamant that no one was touching that flower, that bird had planted that flower, and it was right outside her patio door. And so she got to watch that sunflower grow. And, you know, for her, it was like some mysterious gift. Like, there were no sunflowers anywhere around, you know. And maybe, I always think that she thought maybe it was a sign from my grandfather. But she wouldn't let anyone touch that thing. And, you know, that sunflower seed was planted amidst cement slabs. Like, it had this little teeny, you know, 1 centimeter by 1 centimeter amount of dirt for a big old sunflower. And that thing grew to be 6 feet tall. And it really grew against all odds. It was determined. And it could have said, you know, I'm not going to be a great sunflower, or I'm not going to grow, or I'm not going to, you know, mature or be beautiful, or, you know, raise my face to the sun, because I was planted in such a crappy environment. I wasn't really given a good chance. Or it could say, hell no, it is in my DNA. It is in, I believe in myself. I believe that I have this power to grow and to face the sun and to become everything that I could have become, even if I was planted in the most gorgeous, luxurious field out on the farm. And I was with my grandmother that whole summer and fall. And I watched that sunflower grow right along with her. And I would sometimes walk in and catch her just looking out the patio door to that sunflower. And that sunflower brought her so much freaking joy. So much joy. She watched its every move. And so did I. And I learned so much from that sunflower about, you know, I was in that stage of my life where I was really like understanding that like my growing up situation was not amazing. Like, I was extremely fortunate to have my grandmother, because she was unconditionally loving, and she did show me something that my parents could never have shown me, or never did show me. And so there in her kitchen, that sunflower, I mean, I'm still talking about it today, and that was, you know, gosh, over 30 years ago. So that sunflower, because it chose to believe in itself, because it chose to understand that somewhere in its DNA was this power to be limitless, was this power to reach its full potential, regardless of the situation that it was planted in. And my grandmother, you know, gave it that opportunity. And thank God, because that thing was beautiful. And 30 years later, how many flowers do you know that someone is still talking about them 30 years later? You know what I mean? So, you know, it brought me a life lesson, and it brought her this beauty. And I really do think that somewhere inside she thought that, like, my grandfather sent that to her. He did sweet things like that. Like, he was a tough guy, but he really was such a softie when it came to my grandmother. But anyway, that's what I see here with the strength and the growth. I see that sunflower. I see that, like, no excuses, no blame game, no nothing. Like, I am determined to live my limitlessness. I am determined to reach my potential. I am determined to live the life that I deserve to live. And that is a life of passion. That is a life of joy. That is a life of happiness. And nothing, I will let nothing hold me back. Pisces, I don't know. Here we go. Let's see what's going on. I also feel you have someone coming in. And you know, sometimes one of the final parts of healing, or I don't want to say final because it's not a finish line. It's not linear. It is cyclical. But sometimes a key part of that experience is having it reflected back to us how much we have healed. If you get in a relationship that is better than all the other relationships you've been in, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a business relationship, whether it's whatever kind of relationship it is, and it's reflecting back to you something bigger, something better than what you've experienced in the past, that's because you have chosen to grow. Whatever's being reflected back to you is a vision of your choices, of your growth, of your strength, of your ability to create that world for yourself. Guys, I was not expecting this. I was expecting a brightly colored reading, but I was not expecting this. Here we go. Okay, I just need some time alone. Oh my God, look at this, you guys. You can't change your past, but you can make your future better. I never knew what sadness was until I lost you. Okay, some of you may be recovering from some kind of, the loss of some kind of relationship here, or you may be, this, how do I want to say it? Like, this may be the ending of that cycle for you, because I see you closing out 2024 determined to, it's like, free yourself of something that has been, I feel like it's been a weighted blanket, okay? It's something that has brought you comfort, but it's also sort of held you down. It's also sort of kept you in place. And I feel you just, like, kind of releasing that and stepping into 2025 in a very, very, very big way. And, you know, it's not, it's so important to grieve, and it's so important to, you know, acknowledge our feelings and to let our feelings move through our body, and to, you know, allow ourselves that space to kind of healthfully release things. And I feel like, you know, a weighted blanket is like a healthy way to, like, find comfort from anxiety, or, you know what I mean? Like, it's that sort of energy. And it's like, okay, but, you know, all times, all seasons change into a new season at some point. We become ready. We become, you know, we just get to the point where we're ready to bloom, right? And that's what I feel here. And I feel like, you know, you have had maybe an extraordinary loss, or you have been through a period of mourning or grieving, or just, you know, releasing even, like, when we grieve, we are not just grieving the thing that we're grieving. We're grieving all of our grief, you know? And so it is like this space of kind of taking care of yourself emotionally. It actually sort of feels like cleaning out your aura to me. It's like there are all these things that I've suppressed over all of this time, and now I'm just sort of letting them go. I'm just sort of letting them move through me. I've sat with them, I've nurtured them, I've looked at them, I've processed them, I've allowed them to be with me, and now I am ready to let them go. I'm ready to release them. And I feel like this is like, woof, and now your aura is like bright and shiny and magnetic and attractive and clear, you know? Take it as it resonates, Pisces. I was not expecting this reading today, but hey, I am here for it. This reading, it's like, I don't know what it is, but this morning, I usually am not like, oh, it's a new month. And maybe, you know, Halloween is sort of like a, you know, it's a definite like, okay, now we're moving into the holiday season, and now, you know, it is the end of October, or, you know, October's done. But yeah, I was really taken this morning by like it being a new month. And I feel like there is this energy of like a new year. We're on the precipice. We are poised and ready for a new year. So, okay. Maybe some of you are feeling that way too. Damn, Pisces. 4 of Wands, 3 of Pentacles. You got the 5 of Wands on the bottom of the deck. You know, I feel with the 4 of Wands and the 3 of Pentacles, there's this energy. The 4 of Wands, you know, 1111, it can mean, you know, you're on the right track. It can also mean that like what you've been manifesting is coming into reality. It can also be, you know, symbolic of some kind of reconciliation or some kind of like coming together of things in a more sort of permanent or committed way. It can represent marriage. With the 3 of Pentacles, this is talking about collaboration. It's talking about, you know, sharing a vision, sharing a plan, and working together, actually collaborating. And this energy has come out a lot for you. And so for me, this can be that like where you have manifested a soul tribe, or even a particular relationship, like someone who you can actually experience this with. And remember here with this passion card, I got this like, this is a real reflection of what you have done, what the growth you have been through, where you have gone, what you have released or let go of, right? And with the 5 of Wands, these are the blockages. These are the things that have been keeping us from being able to call into our life this type of collaboration. It again, and I say this all the time, but Rumi says, seek not love, seek instead the barriers you've built within you against it. And with the 5 of Wands, this for me is like a heart chakra blockage, and kind of in a throat chakra blockage. But I always say like a heart chakra, because you can't communicate from a space of your heart, like your authenticity and a super loving space, if your heart chakra is blocked. So it's kind of, I continuously feel, Pisces, it's like you have done a lot to release anything that could be standing in your way. And it feels like it's creating this clear channel. You see in this card, this white line here, I am so drawn to this. I am feeling like this is the white light of, you know, what you are calling in towards you, coming to you. And this man here is reminding me of the Hierophant. So this feels committed. I mean, 4 of Wands and the 3 of Pentacles. In this 4 of Wands card too, you have this man and this woman and this child here. I don't know if you can really see that. These cards are tricky. I love these cards so much. Oh my God, this is one of my favorite tarot decks. But it's almost like you're calling in someone with the white dove too. This is pure. This is true. This is real. But it's almost like, you know, if you're a feminine, it's like you're calling in a man that sees children with you, or may even see you as the nurturer of his own inner child, or someone who allows his inner child to run free, where maybe it's been stifled, it's been blocked, it's been cut off for some time. You know, men, when they're in love, or when they're, you know, I don't know. I love this personally about men, but they have like this real inner child inside them where it's a very jokey, it's very silly, it's very like goofy, and like I don't know, but when you get a glimpse of that in a man, I just think that is like, that is just the best. I feel so privileged and honored when I get to see that, like in my husband, or even in my son now that he's, you know, much older, 22. But I'm getting that from this Four of Wands. It's like being someone who a man feels comfortable being their inner child with, you know, being silly, being goofy, making a joke that may or may not be funny. You know, dad jokes, they totally come from that inner child space that I am speaking of. And we all love them, right? I like on my Threads account, I subscribe to like dad jokes because they crack me up. All right. But what a beautiful energy. Wow. We're clarifying today with the Osho Zen Tarot. You know, with this sorrow coming out, you know, this is actually... This is actually giving me this same sort of energy that passion is giving me. You know how they say it's not about never falling down, it's about rising every time that you fall. Through our pain and through our sense of loss, we are often moved and motivated to change and to transform. It's a feeling that is uncomfortable. It's a feeling that we don't want. And so we will say, okay, I'll do whatever it takes to get out of this feeling and to not be back here at this feeling and to not experience this again. I literally was just watching, it was like a very short video clip of Jamie Foxx on Good Morning America with Gayle King, and he was saying, they were like celebrating like this, that he survived this horrible health scare that he had, and he was like, I never want to go through that again. And it wasn't that he said that, people say that all the time, right? But it was like I could feel it when he was saying it, like he had been through the pits of hell and he didn't ever want to see that again. And it changed him. It transformed him. I think it made him more grateful for his life and for what he had. And I don't want to put words in his mouth, but like I could just feel that in his words and in his expression in that tiny little video clip. It was like maybe, I don't even know what it was, but it was just like, boom. I don't even know where I saw it, but it was just like super fast. And I saw it and I got all this whole big feeling from it. So it was kind of profound. And, you know, we do have that. We do experience that with sorrow, you know, with loss, with grief. And I have gotten this feeling of, you know, I just need some time alone. You can't change the past, but you can make your future better. And I never knew what sadness was until I lost you. There is a baseline of this reading. There is something that we're not talking about that has already happened, right? That has led to this period of seriousness, that has led to this period of recovery, of prioritizing self, of making a different choice for the self, of And you know, maybe it's even like awakening to the idea that we were at one point blaming someone, or that blaming someone kind of gave us an excuse to be what we were, and now we need to but where's that really getting us? How's that really serving us? It's not. So now it's like we need to do something different. We need to recalibrate. We need to heal. We need to do the work, you know? But it's like through this sorrow that whatever transformation took place that needed to take place in order for you to manifest the present moment. And you know, when we're going through something, it's like we don't see the whole picture. We don't see what it's going to look like at the end. We don't see like, okay, this completed image of, oh my gosh, yeah, like I suffered and I struggled, but like in the end it led me to this. And my God, this is better than any dream I ever had for myself. You know, so there is something here with this combination of sorrow and the transformation, that loss, that grief, that hurting, that pain, that suffering kind of inspires within us. It's a will. It's a, you know, I will not go through this again. I do not want to experience this again. I will avoid it, you know? And that brings about a huge transformation, because it's like, I may have to do some difficult heavy lifting. I may have to look at myself in levels and face things that I have not necessarily wanted to, but I will do it. I will find the strength. I will find the courage to grow so that I do not ever repeat this again. And then you have this beautiful energy of the Three of Pentacles being clarified by beyond illusion. And I think, you know, one of the hardest things that we learn, right, is when we trust someone or we trust a situation based on what we can see in it, the potential we can see in it, but not what is actually really there. And we can get moved so far out of alignment with ourselves, chasing this vision that we have for what could be or what might be possible. And we end up, I don't want to say we end up wasting a lot of time, but we do only have, like, time is finite. You know, we don't have, time is a human construct, but it is the way we measure our days, our minutes, our hours, time, right? And we are born and we die. And that's the amount of time that we have. And, you know, depending on what you believe, that's predetermined. It really doesn't matter. You can't get more time. Like, your body will wear out at some point, you know? And our body is what is keeping us tethered to this material experience. Like, our soul will go on, absolutely. I absolutely believe that. And I think pretty much every religion does, because you go to heaven, you know. But sometimes I get so off track. But with this Three of Pentacles and this, it's really kind of a judgment type card. It is changing the way we make our decisions and who we collaborate with and what we give our time and our energy to. It's not about being able to see what isn't there. It's about being able to be honest about what we're seeing that is really there with the material world, with the pentacles, right? And it is about sharing a vision, but not an illusion. You know, when we get hooked up with people who are, you know, users, abusers, you know, people that have malintent, or it's not even about malintent. It can even be just like someone who really wants what they're saying, but they're just not capable of ever really bringing it home. And on some level, it's like somewhere inside, they probably know that all along. You know what I mean? But, you know, they'll share a vision with you, but it's an illusion. There's no action behind it. That's why the Three of Pentacles is such a critical card for me when it comes to establishing a relationship, because it's all of those things. It's, I share a vision with you. I share a plan with you. Like, there is an actual plan in place of how we are going to bring this thing into life, into being, we are going to make this our 3D experience. And then there is the ever important putting the work in day after day, putting the effort in to build the thing day after day, to build your trust, to build your this, to build your that, you know? And that is how we know that something isn't just a situation of I can see potential, and is in fact this is materially real, and we are building it and we are growing it. And honestly, the way to know is not to look outside ourselves at what the other person is doing. But the way to know is to look within ourselves. Do I feel confused? Do I feel unsure? Do I feel unclear? Do I need constant reassurance verbally from this person that, yeah, we're on the same page? Or do I just feel it? Do I feel the stability and the security of the experience of it? Everything you need to know is inside yourself. We get messed up when we keep looking to the other person to show it to us, or to give it to us, or to reassure us. Other people are going to reassure you of whatever they want you to believe. That's what perpetuates the illusion. You can only trust yourself and your gut feeling and your internal self. And if your gut feeling and your internal self is feeling secure and is feeling stable and is feeling like you don't have questions about it, you know for sure. And now, you know, it takes time to establish this. So you are going to have to go through a period of like, okay, I'm watching reality and I'm looking. But once you get into this place where you're in the Three of Pentacles, you're talking about a future plan and you're collaborating to build it. It is about how are you feeling. I can't say it because it's political, but all right, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I want to, but I'm not going to do it. Trust your gut. That's what I'm going to say. And then on the bottom of the deck, you have this schizophrenia. And this is exactly what I'm talking about. When someone is asking you to believe something that isn't true, or they're asking you to, you become the bridge of the actual truth and what this person is telling you that you want to believe. And it does things to you. You see, it gets you out of alignment, and it creates a split inside of you where you have to sort of not look at certain things, and you have to really force yourself to believe certain things. And I feel like you have made this choice in the past to do this for a relationship or for a partnership or for someone or for a situation, for a job, for whatever. It doesn't feel good. You feel vulnerable. You feel confused. You feel exhausted. You feel drained. This is not an easy position to maintain, right? And then, you know, they say it's like, well, that was a bridge too far. You know, they pushed reality too far for you to still be able to reach it, and you fell. You know what I mean? That's the bridge too far. So it's not about being defensive. And it's not about blocking your ability to emote. You need that ability. You need those senses. You need to be able to know within yourself what is true, what you're experiencing, you know? I'm getting so many messages here. For some of you, with the Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords combination, I'm getting third-party situation. For some of you, I'm also getting an energy of where it's like people, how you have ended up getting in relationships is people flirting with you because you're attractive, or people coming at you because they're attracted to you. And you know, attraction is great, right? But attraction is really only going to lead you one place, and that's to a casual relationship. Yes, does it require attraction? I mean, I don't know if it requires attraction, but is attraction typically the thing that, makes us like turn our head towards someone? Yes, but turning your head towards someone, then, you know, someone who is serious minded is going to investigate because they're investing, and because they're looking for something serious, and so they're approaching it in a serious way. So they want to get to know you, and they don't just want to get to know you on the surface, right? They want to get to know you. They want to know what makes you tick. They want to know what you believe in and why. They want to know where you come from and how it affected you. They want to know, it's like they don't just want to know, oh, who are your parents, what do they do? How do you feel about your child? They want to know how you feel about your childhood, how you feel about your parents. They want to understand what makes you tick. And, you know, with the Queen of Swords falling on top of this Queen of Wands, it's kind of like someone who now understands that. Someone who now is more discerning. Someone who is like, if you want the Queen of Wands side of me, you're going to have to go through the Queen of Swords side of me. You're going to have to appeal to my sensibility. You're going to have to communicate. You're going to have to face the sword. You know, I will give you a chance, but I will cut you off the first chance that I get, that I see that you are really not in alignment with my dreams and my goals and what I'm looking for. Because each one of those relationships, each time, it's like we let someone in on this level of like, oh, I'm hot for you. Let's see where this goes. And maybe, you know, it lasts a couple months max, you know, or I don't know. Like maybe it's on and off for years, but it's like a couple months, 2-3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months at a time. It takes its toll. It's been a heavy burden. It's been weighty with the 10 of Wands. And with the 7 of Pentacles, you have learned something from it. It has taught you that you only want to invest in certain things. And sometimes we learn what we want by learning what we don't want. But this burden, this sorrow, this heaviness, this lesson has really transformed you. And you have the Death card on the bottom of the deck. And it's like the me that accepted those things, the me. You notice what we don't have here. We don't have the Queen of Pentacles. And that's probably part of the lesson learned here with the 7 of Pentacles. Is that I know I'm worth it. I know I deserve it. I know that I'm willing to give it. I know that I am so much more than my physical self, and I'm so much more than my intelligence even. But you don't know that unless you invest, and unless we take our time, and unless I understand the approach of someone that's approaching me, 7 of Pentacles, to invest. They're getting to know me a little bit at a time. They're taking their time. They're not in a rush. They're also offering me parts of themselves that they're not giving to like every single person. It's not some well-rehearsed story of college buddies that makes everybody laugh. It's not some well-rehearsed, yeah, I had shitty parents, but I learned my lesson, I overcame, and now I'm here. It's not some, I can't really be held accountable for my decisions because, you know, my parents are divorced and it was really shitty and really bad and I'm just afraid of commitment, but, you know, I'm really attracted to you and I've never felt this way before. It's not that, where I'm giving you an excuse and a compliment all in the same breath. This is someone who's like, how do you feel? What do you think about that? What did you learn from that? How did you recover from it? Asking you questions of things that maybe you haven't even asked yourself, because they want to know you. Because they're looking to avoid those same burdens. There's a dawn of a new day in your life, Pisces, with relationships that are reflecting your growth. That is just, I feel like it's coming through in a big, big way. Oh man. This fighting card, this is what I just literally was tapping into. I forgot about this card in this deck. Woo! With this card. You see how he's got these hot buttons on his outfit? If you were just to brush up against this person, he would be so defensive. You would get the ire of his anger. Underneath that is pain, right? Underneath all of this armor and all of this defensiveness, there is pain. But this person, instead of stopping for a moment, taking off all of his armor and getting to know himself and healing himself from that pain, he chooses to keep going like this. He's probably blaming everyone. You can see the shadow of this fighting back here. Well, it was that fight that made me like this. So they blame this and they get to keep this. How's that serving you? They're denying themselves the love that they need. They're denying themselves the ability to like let anyone in, right? And they're keeping themselves in this fight or flight, high alert energy with these buttons that are just, if I brushed up against that guy, he would just flip out on me. They're keeping themselves from the abundance available. And that's like these burdens. We have this choice, right? To say, yeah, you know, that's how we end up burdened, is blame, really. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm just coming to this conclusion right now in real time, so I'm not sure how much water it holds, but it is kind of like that, right? Like the more I blame, I'm carrying the burden that that person put on me, and I'm blaming them that I have to carry it. Instead of saying, well, hold on, do I have to carry this? Why don't I put it down? Why don't, instead of me being burdened by that person or by that situation or by what happened there, how about I stop and I look at it and I understand what part I played in it and take accountability for that, and I'm honest with myself about that so that I have that opportunity to learn and grow. We don't need to change. We're fine the way that we are. This life is a constant thing of stimulus and response and what we learn from those experiences. And we can learn to be defensive and angry and weighed heavy with burden so that we can't let the new abundance and everything that wants to come into our life to come into our life. We can do this if we want to, but we're denying ourselves the opportunity of love. We're denying ourselves the opportunity of abundance. And we've all met someone like this. Chances are you've dated someone like this. And that person tried to put that burden on you. And you can carry it and blame them for it, or you can set it down and say, man, I pray for you. I hope that you get what you need. I hope that you realize at some point that having all that armor and all that anger and carrying all those burdens and not having space to let something new in is harming you. I hope that for you. Good luck. But I'm not carrying this burden for you. It's not mine to carry. and you put it down, and you make space for abundance. You make space for people who invest. Then on this Queen of Wands, Queen of Swords energy, you have this awareness. And this is learning, right? At first, our ego is pretty much usually, and I say this because I know extremely attractive people. I worked in the entertainment industry, like the actual like Hollywood, Broadway kind of thing. And I feel like I have to be clear about that all of a sudden. I don't know why. Even that, though, is apparently not good. I never saw anything like that or experienced anything like that, thank God. But it can be a burden for some people to actually just be very attractive because they just constantly get hit on. And they can work their asses off to become intelligent. I know this model. She's absolutely stunningly gorgeous and is one of the most intelligent people I've ever had a conversation with. And rarely, I bet, gets the opportunity to lead with that, her intelligence. And she's so sharp. She's so sharp-minded. And you can tell that this is a skill that she has made a decision to hone, to really develop. And like, even when you're having a conversation with her, she will ask you so many questions, and she will, if something doesn't make sense, she will say, this doesn't make sense, like she's just really, really, really sharp, and she's beautiful, and I'm sure she gets hit on constantly. And so it's not really a compliment to her, and it doesn't do anything to her ego at this point to be hit on. That eventually wears off. In the beginning, you're like, oh, wow, you think I'm pretty? That's so reassuring. That's so validating. Thank you so much. My ego is stroked, and that may work. That may get people somewhere with you. But after a period of time, it's like, stop. Like, I'm tired of that. I want to be known for something else. Like, I may even be very spiritual. I may even be very intelligent with the Queen of Swords and this awareness energy. Like, pick something different. Appreciate my beauty for my spirituality. Appreciate the beauty of my intellect. Appreciate something else about me. Stop coming at me like I'm attractive. I know. And not like in a conceited way. It's just, that is the general response that people have to me, which it just, it's really not complimentary. Pisces, I feel like with this postponement card on the bottom of the deck, kind of the foundation of this decision is, I'm not going to waste any more time. I'm not going to, put off today what I can do today. That's where I get this disciplined energy from, this peace energy from, this strength energy from. It's like, I'm not going to, maybe it's even like go into one more year feeling this way, or in this energy, or, I'm safe in this comfort zone I've created for myself of hibernation and healing, but maybe that's not what I'm built for. Maybe that's not what, my ultimate experience is supposed to be. And, maybe it's time for me to come out and show the world my true colors. Maybe it's time for me to come out in this healed energy. Remember how I said, I feel like your aura is getting clean? Holy crap, look at this. Whew. With these cards, I literally could see this, like, yeah, it's like you've released these burdens. You've let go of these things that were sort of blocking up even your like energetic signature or something, your aura. And it's like it may have been something that you didn't think was obvious, but it's like other people could sense it. Energetically, we're so intelligent as spirits. You know, we come in contact with someone. We don't even, like, if you're in New York and you ride the subway and you're sitting next to someone, you can tell if they're a good person. You can tell what kind of person they are just energetically by the way you feel the moment they sit down or the moment they enter the train car. We're so brilliantly smart that way, and we don't listen. That's one of our major gifts in this life. Having a human experience is this energetic way we have of reading people's vibes, right? And yet a lot of times we just don't listen. And Pisces, I feel like the world is sort of beckoning you to come out or really to just like let yourself shine, or to let yourself be everything that you're meant to be and experience everything that you're meant to experience. I feel like you have a lot of abundance, a lot of really good, cool energy coming your way. And I feel like there's this sense of like, yeah, I can continue to sit in this space and stay safe and watch the world go by out my window. Or I can go out there and show the world what I'm made of and see what happens, see what's coming for me. And I don't want to wait another minute. And you may be setting a deadline for yourself of like January 1st. Because you have love coming in. Literally. You have learned the lessons of the past. And, you know, you are in a different space of awareness. You definitely know something that you didn't know before based on these past experiences. And you're ready to have success and victory finally. Your aura, I can just say that like energetically, you have changed energetically, and the world is going to respond to you very differently. Look at this, 2 sixes. You're aligning to the world and to other people in the world in a very different way than you have in the past. In the past, it feels like you let the world dictate to you how you were relating to the world. Now, I feel like you're stepping out into the world like, this is actually who the hell I am. Take it or leave it. I don't give a shit what you think about me. I'm here for the party. I'm here for my abundance. I'm here for my birthright. I'm here for love and success and abundance. And look what the world is greeting you with. A new beginning that you desire. I honestly, Pisces, with the 6 of Cups and the 6 of Wands, I think that, you know, you definitely are attracting a soulmate. You're aligning with a soulmate. I feel like there is this brand new beginning of something that you deeply desire. I think that all of this is happening because you have made choices that are being reflected in this new kind of energetic signature. This is like really beautiful. Happy November, Pisces. Let's get some message cards for you. Your voice, this, if you're dealing with a water sign, your voice transports me back home to our love every time. Loving you is easy, but it's the heartache of your absence that pains me. My love only belongs to you. If you're dealing with a fire sign, the flowers in my heart are blooming under the sun of your love. Only you can give me the love I need. Wow, the ecstasy of our love burns in my soul. Holy moly, Pisces, you got a fire sign. Crazy for you. You're dealing with an earth sign. Our love is messy, complicated, and intense, yet deeply eternal and faded. Only true love burns as deep as ours. Quiet desperation in keeping my feelings contained. Whoa, Pisces. Okay, not all these cards say stuff like this. I'm on my way back to you. Hold on. This is if you're dealing with an air sign. Every kiss brings me closer to your surrender. The betrayal needs healing before the reunion. Wintertime, our love needs rest and reflection. Pisces, this is what I have for you. I hope that it helps. I hope it brought you some peace and some clarity. I really appreciate all the love and support you guys have been showing me, and I'm sending it right back at you. Let's finish out this year strong and head into 2025 our very best selves. Let's do it together, guys. All right, until next time, all my best, always, always. Bye-bye, guys.